guys, I hope you guys are safe at home in quarantine, but don't forget to subscribe here at Fino Boxing and follow my personal one at ADRIANA_sports. And guess what? We're gonna knock out this coronavirus. Bop, bop, bop.
Adriana, I don't know if you heard, but boxing seems to be coming back now. June, Top Rank and ESPN seem to be getting off the ground as far as bringing boxing back. We're finally going to get to see Lomachenko against TEOFIMO Lopez.
I want to start off with how excited I am to see that boxing will be returning really, really soon. Like you mentioned, Top Rank is working with ESPN to bring us boxing at what it seems early June. And I can't wait to finally start seeing action fights that are that are live. I don't know what's gonna happen because I've been watching so many classical fights and older ones, so I'm excited for this to happen. But as far as Lomachenko versus TEOFIMO Lopez, don't get too excited. That fight is not gonna happen. It's not gonna be happening anytime soon. It's not gonna happen this June, July, or August. Honestly, this fight is aimed to be done around September. We have to remember that right now Lomachenko is in the Ukraine, so for him to travel over here, there's still some difficulties on that happening. And also there's the fact that TEOFIMO Lopez has asthma, so that's why from being in the New York area, he moved into Arkansas or somewhere in the middle of the country to get away from as much of all this that's going on. So his asthma, his health is a big priority here. They're gonna wait for Top Rank to do several fights, kind of get the hang of that, and then at some point they're gonna do this big fight. This is a big mega fight, and they want fans to be present. So from everything that's going on and things that Top Rank has expressed and in the government, it seems that September is the date that this fight can possibly happen, hopefully with fans. So nonetheless, can't wait for boxing to come back next month. But this mega fight, Lomachenko and TEOFIMO Lopez, don't expect it anytime before September.
I know you have interviewed some trainers, Robert Garcia, Freddie Roach, Manny Robles, on this possible fight. What kind of perspectives do you get from them? What kind of fight are they expecting?
Everyone that I talked to wants to lean to a 50-50 fight. Everyone expresses how excited and how such an intriguing and exciting fight this is. But yeah, some do kind of tend to give the edge a little bit to Lomachenko. We know that Lomachenko is rated one of the best, if not the best, to many. He brings so much from all his boxing abilities, his angles, his footwork, his agility, so much. But you do not discredit TEOFIMO Lopez as well. He brings, of course, that right hand, that power, that youth, the agility as well. So many are kind of siding to Lomachenko by a bit. No one is saying this is an easy fight for Lomachenko or for TEOFIMO Lopez. Most of them call it a 50-50 with maybe a slight little advantage to Lomachenko. But I really, really do hope that this fight happens. I hope it happens in September because TEOFIMO Lopez has made it no secret that he wants to move up to 140. So this might be his last fight at 135. And what a great fight that would be. So, when you look at Lomachenko, he's a smaller dude. He won titles at 126, at 130, and 135. And he's made it clear that he is not planning on going above 135. So the time is now for this fight to happen. This fight, Top Rank was trying to do early 2020, so around the Super Bowl days. And then it was pushed back to possibly end of May. It should have been happening, I don't know if it was last weekend or maybe this weekend. It should have been in New York getting ready for this mega fight. So now they're pushing it for September. I hope it isn't pushed back for, even further, October, November, December. We'll see. But the time is now. This fight needs to be done. It's the fight that everyone I talk to wants to see. And I just can't wait.
Adriana, tell me you've seen those videos between Devin Haney and Floyd Mayweather working together. And what do you make of the whole situation?
I have seen those videos, and I think it's interesting how so many people jump to the conclusion that Floyd Mayweather was training Devin Haney. You guys have to remember that Floyd has been knowing Devin Haney for a long time. He's been knowing him since he was a little kid. We've seen footage of Devin Haney doing mitts with Roger Mayweather, may he rest in peace, with Floyd Sr., and now, of course, currently with Floyd Jr. So they're really good friends. They have a great relationship. How far that relationship extends, we don't know exactly, but we know that Devin Haney's head trainer is his father, Bill Haney, and they've come a long way together. Devin Haney started out doing fights down in Mexico. He was a free agent. He started his own promotional company. He was the youngest promoter ever, really. And when it came down to it, to signing with someone, I was surprised that he didn't sign with Mayweather Promotions, knowing that extensive relationship he has with Floyd, but instead went with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. So that was surprising, but he made that choice, and now that they're training together, I think it's a natural thing, because, like I mentioned, their friendship that they've had for such a long time. But I think something that's missing here is a big piece of the puzzle. Don't forget, is Tank Davis. Tank and Devin Haney, there's no doubt that they have beef going on. And now Tank Davis is supposed to be the golden goose, the golden egg of Mayweather Promotions. He's supposed to be their next big pay-per-view star. There's so much expectation, so much that they're going for Tank. And it's kind of surprising, in a sense, to see Floyd with Devin Haney, knowing that there's that beef together. They've been knowing each other for a long time, so it seems natural. But at the same time, the fact that Tank Davis is such an important piece of Mayweather Promotion does make it a bit awkward. I think about it as if Oscar De La Hoya started training, let's say, Devin Haney, where we know that Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia have that beef going on. So in terms of awkwardness, in a sense, it's kind of like that. So, I mean, we'll see where this goes.
Do you want to see that matchup between the two champions, and Devin Haney and Gervonta? Gervonta has a WBA regular title, I believe, and Devin Haney has a WBC belt. Do you want to see that matchup at 135?
Of course, Devin Haney versus Gervonta Davis. It's a great fight. It's a fight that needs to happen. I don't see it happening really soon, but it would be a tremendous matchup. It's a 50-50 fight that down the line I imagine will be happening. It'll be a great big fight, and only time will tell.
What do you think came through Eddie Hearn's mind when he saw that video? I mean, I don't know if they gave him some sort of heads up. Hey, what am I do? Am I go do mitts and put in work with Floyd? Or obviously he's kind of like the golden child with the Zone and Matchroom USA. Devin Haney, I think he became a champion under Matchroom. So what do you think are his thoughts? Do you think that's something they probably had to reach out and kind of let him know ahead of time?
I mean, I don't think Floyd reached out to.
No, like Devin Haney.
Devin Haney. I'm like, Floyd is not gonna tell anybody. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, obviously Eddie Hearn and Matchroom have also big hopes with Devin Haney as well. I mean, he's already a champion. They're expecting him to, reach even more. I don't know what his thoughts were when he saw that video, and if he knew ahead of time. But I mean, maybe it's kind of like that time where Floyd was, or not. It was like Mayweather Promotions was talking to Ryan, and Oscar. Remember, Oscar sent out like some sort of legal letter or action saying like you can't talk to Ryan. I mean, I'm not saying Eddie Hearn's gonna go to that extent, but when you ask me that, it kind of reminds me to that point where like maybe promoters are like, whoa, because there is that extensive relationship that goes back years between Devin Haney and Mayweather. It seemed natural at that point when Devin Haney was considering choosing a promotional company. Many of us thought he will go with that, but I also don't want to forget about Tank Davis. When he saw, I guess, that video, he he wasn't too thrilled. He said, I'm quoting Geronta Davis on Twitter. I was gonna do camp in Vegas, but now that's over with. So obviously, I think that kind of stung him a little, knowing that there's that beef between Devin Haney and him, and he sees Floyd doing, mitt work with Devin. I mean, I don't know. I would love to know exactly what's going on in Tank Davis's mind. Now, Floyd himself said this about Devin Haney. He said, "The thing I like about Devin Haney is that he is willing to do whatever it takes to be great, and I encourage all young fighters to do the same. Follow Devin Haney." Obviously he's very fond of him as well. He knows that Devin Haney has put in the work, and he's a great fighter. But it's so interesting knowing how these two guys have that beef, and there's that big fight that could be made, that should be made. And I can't wait for that fight to actually happen.
Fino Boxing here with ADRIANA Jimenez. You can follow her at ADRIANA Sports.
Yes.
What's going on with Mike Tyson and Holyfield? Are we really going to see a trilogy?
I want to start off with, when you watch those videos, when you watch Mike Tyson, you watch Holyfield working out, even though they're in their 50s, it's like literally jaw-dropping. Like Mike Tyson, he's 53 years old. He was a beast, and he is still a beast. I truly enjoy these videos of them coming back, and even when they work out, they look great, and at the end, like, I'm back, and it's like, yes, please be back. But we would love to see a trilogy between Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield, and I do think it's a possibility. But for everyone who's thinking that they're going to come back and start headlining our current shows and be fighting against Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, I don't see that happening. I see them doing exhibition fights. If they want to do the third one, that would be amazing. But of course, again, it would be an exhibition fight.
Do you think it's good for boxing, the fact that a 53-year-old Mike Tyson and a 57-year-old Evander Holyfield want to come back, lace him up once again, even if it's for charity?
I think it's great. I think I wish they would have done this even sooner. They are in tremendous shape. I'm telling you, the videos of them working out are literally jaw-dropping, and I think it's great. I think anyone would love to see them fight. The first fight, obviously Holyfield won by TKO, and then the second one, the ear biting, I just, when else have we gotten ear biting? And then now we get to see the trilogy, even though it's been quite some time now. But I think it's a fight. Now I think it's a fight that needs to happen. It needs to happen, of course, like I just mentioned, through a charity fight. But it needs to happen.
Do you think Mike Tyson, being that he's 4 years younger, would actually be able to win this trilogy now that at least get a W, get on the winning column? I mean, if it does take place, I would imagine it would be a 4 or 5 rounder, maybe 6 rounders, headgear, and maybe 2-minute rounds. But do you think it should count as an official win if it takes place?
Well, I think Mike Tyson does have a great chance at winning. But when you say, does it count as an official win, like go to his professional record? I mean, I don't know. That's when things get, difficult, because I don't think they should be fighting the professional, fights with no headgear. Like, when I say about them fighting, I'm talking about them doing an exhibition fight with headgear, with protection, for our entertainment. Not to go back to the rankings and start fighting Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. Can they knock out a professional fighter right now? Yes, I'm sure there's a long list of fighters that they can actually knock out, but they can get knocked out themselves too. And I think the point of them coming back, no matter how tremendous shape they are and how great they look, it's to come back for an exhibition, an entertainment fight. I don't see it happening otherwise besides that.
So for you, definitely 2 thumbs up that you want to see this fight as a charity event.
Oh yes, 2 thumbs up. I wish I could have More thumbs up. Yeah, I definitely want to see Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield go at it again for the third time.